about to be here, right? So we're just gonna be, so we eliminated the cap. But what do I have this sleeve, right? It's to help us, to guide us on how we want to shape it, okay? And how much muslin you're cutting. Now, I know all of you have different raglan seams. I will go over, this might not, this is for the regular raglan seam, meaning it's not really low. I do see a few of you have done really low, and we'll discuss it even more. And I can even show you how to prep the muslin more specifically to those who are, that really dropped it. So anyways, we have a sloper. We're not gonna do that much with this, meaning we're not tracing it. We're just having as a guideline. Why? Because it helps us see where it lands, right? And it helps us see the shape of the sleeve. That's another thing too. Just an overall. So we're gonna take our muslin, and this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take, the good news is the slope, any sloper is about the same size in sleeve for the most part. So this is 21 inches. Okay. I need to add 21 plus the shoulder, right? 5 inches, that's 26, correct? Okay, so now it's 26. I know that I'm gonna have to drape this. I need more than that, at least 3 more inches, so it's 29. Measure this. So, just so you guys know, it would be sleeve sloper plus shoulder plus 3 inches, right? That's the length of your muslin. Sorry, I'm much better at writing script than the other stuff. So anyways, that's basically it. So now we're gonna add 29 inches, okay? And we're gonna do, now for the width, that's where it gets tricky. Our regular sleeve is 12 inches. But we need to fit all of this, right? So we are gonna be measuring all around. Just to get an idea, that's 18 inches. So just so we can start at 20. Now, for the people who really drop this, all the way here, it's not 20, it's a way more than that, it's like at least 28, okay? So that will be your length. And your width, I think you guys will be okay with 20, most of you, okay? Okay, so we're just gonna cut it. Hold on. Okay. Remember, length grain is what we're doing, and it was, did I say 29? Yes, I did say 29. And go into 20. 21. Okay. Okie dokes. That's that. I think that should be more than enough. It looks like it's swimming in it. That's okay. We're just gonna iron this really quickly because we don't want wrinkles. We're gonna find the center of our muslin, and we light it. We just light it with our hands before we go into a ruler. We're gonna square it off. We're gonna try our best. It doesn't have to be so accurate. We just need to have a center line, and you guys are gonna see why I mean what we need a center line in a bit. Okay. I know it's a size 6. I have a size 6. If you don't have a sloper, that's fine. You can use a size 6. Just remember, since you're using a smaller sloper, it's just a guide. It's just a guide of where things go. So what I'm just gonna do I'm just gonna line up my bottom hem to the bottom of the muslin. And I'm gonna put my notches because that way we know where everything is. We're just gonna trace this really quickly. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just gonna show us where the sleeve is gonna be. That's all. Because once we put it here, we just need to know where it's placed. This way we're not super confused where's everything, because we're gonna true it. Okay? It just looks like a lot of steps, more prepping than anything. So now, try to do your best to like copy it better than I can. I'm just rushing right now, because, you know. Okay, perfect. And for now, you're not gonna be pinning this down right now. You just need lines. Yeah, you just need guidelines, okay? That's all. Okay, we know that one notch is the front and the other one is the back, correct? Remember that I mentioned that you need to get your arm? Here's the arm. I got an arm. Just make sure like she's not so low, right? You need to make sure that she is a little bit better than that. Hold on. Actually, no. I just realized something. I need to make sure I drape the shoulder. That's why we have an arm. It just helps us with wrapping it around. Oh my goodness. Hold on a second. Maybe what I can do is put some pins in there so they can hold it. Okay. Because those knots are very, very tough. Oh, look at that, it worked. Okay, so this, you're gonna see and you're gonna understand what I'm saying now. We are just gonna, since we have our sleeve, we are just gonna pin it together, meaning only the underseam, okay? Only the under, okay? We're not making it very nice. We're just gonna like, just pin it. Just pin it lightly so this way you know where you're at. Because if you change it, you can always screw it more. You're not trying to take away so much. Even to the point that I can take my scissors. Now, do this lightly though. Don't be cutting so much. Just cut enough for you to not have that much bulk underneath. But you still need to drape the rest. You understand? So right now, this is like really quick pinning, just to guide us. And we're gonna put it underneath the arm. And this is why we put also the center. You notice that? Okay. It's just helping us figure this out. Now, sometimes we need to figure this out even more. So we need to make sure that it's, for the most part, it's closed. There's a lot of fabric, guys. But okay, perfect. We're gonna be taking the dart from here, from the top. Okay, I think I barely have enough to do this. Just because maybe you notice how it barely reaches to the top. Make sure, don't do the same mistake as me. If you have like a size 8 or like even 6 and above, you might need to put more than 3. It might be like 2 to 5 inches. Okay? Because you need to drape this whole section. Okay. Now, I make sure that this is like my cap is pinned, right? Everything's pinned. I can even modify my sleeve to be wider if I want to. This is just to help me along. Because I need to know where the cap sits, right? we don't have to guess that much. That's the whole point. We're not guessing. Now, how do we start? We know this line should be lined up with the shoulder seam. The best way to go about it is you pinch it, and that's your center. Do you notice already how much excess am I taking already? Right? Okay, perfect. Because if I were to just let this be and just take it from here, no. The easiest way is line up this line, the center line, to your shoulder seam. From the shoulder seam, pin it. Don't overdo it with the pin, because remember, if you were to wear this, you don't want to dart all the way down your arm. It does not look good, right? Now, I will accept if you wanna like play with the darts. There's been like you can do 2 darts if you want, 3 darts, but I'll leave that up to you. It just needs to be done very neatly. Okay, so I'm just gonna, for our sake, I'm just gonna match the dart to the shoulder seam, just because it's very straightforward.
Do you want the darts to go back or forward?
Oh?
You want the darts to go back or forward?
That's what we're gonna do right now. So right now we're just gonna put it, just because we need to true it, right? And we're gonna do that in truing. But usually it goes back to the back. Every seam allowance goes back to the back, just because it makes everything look very smooth, okay? So now, it's already draped by itself, if you look at it, right? I know it seems like it took a lot, but remember how when we true it, we're gonna measure that dart, correct? We're gonna do our best. This is the cap. We already know where the cap is at. So from the cap, usually we should not be touching the cap. It should be like maybe an inch from the cap. Remember, this needs to look good. You don't wanna do a weird poke out. It's a raglan. Okay. That being said, oh wait, actually I have a better pencil here. So that being said, we are just gonna match our necklines, and it's okay. I'm just gonna mark, 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 mark. And remember how I did the cup right there? So we're gonna mark, where's my armhole here? Mark my dart. Mark, mark, mark. I don't necessarily think I need to slash it so much because it's sitting pretty well. It's up to grain. She doesn't need to be slashed that much. What I really need to know, and this is where it gets tricky, you see where my armhole is here and the cap ends, it's short. I need to make sure that's marked correctly. And both of them need to be marked at the same time. You get me? You have to follow everything. Okay, that's the part that is confusing when you do a raglan. Because this is, you have to understand, this is a cap sleeve. This cap sleeve is gonna be higher. Our raglan is not this high, correct? We are gonna be dropping it. So this is only used for reference, just to show you where the sleeve is at. You're not starting from scratch, which I think will be too much. So now that we have that, we're just gonna pin it a little bit. And this is why I leave this here. This way we make sure we're accurate. And then we mark it. Same thing, we're gonna have some ease. It's gonna be fine, guys. Okay? Everything's ease. And we're gonna lift this, and we're gonna find where our armhole is really dropping. It's right here. And we're gonna try to match it to the other side. Yeah. And sometimes it's better for you to just put a pin right there. And let's leave it here for now. Want you to, this is the hard part. As you can see, my sleeve is not, well, it's not really tricking, it's just, yeah, it should be in the center, which is fine. And remember, it looks a little weird because you're seeing an arm that's bent. When we're in relaxed form, we're not like this. Our arms is naturally bent. That's why it's that. Let's get up to here, and then we'll go into the next step in 4:45, okay?